It's a global monetary system that is rules-based, it is private, it is digital, it is decentralized, and it is backed by the largest computer in the world, or the largest computing system. It's the most secure network in the world.
비트코인은 가장 안전한 금융 네트워크이자 글로벌 통화이며 프라이빗하고 디지털이며 탈중앙화되어 있기 때문에 매우 중요한 에셋 클래스가 될 것이라고 주장하고 있는 인물은 아크인베스트먼트의 CEO 돈나머니 캐시우드입니다. 캐시우드는 그 누구보다 크립토 시장의 상징적이며 비트코인을 선도하는 월가의 대표주자인 만큼 그녀가 생각하는 비트코인의 새로운 자산 클래스로서의 본질적인 가치와 향후 전망에 대한 그녀의 디테일한 인사이트에 대해서 함께 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Kathy, I do want to pivot here and ask you about some of the market action, particularly over the last few months, and particularly when it comes to crypto. I'm sure you've seen the big run up in Bitcoin briefly above 100 grand. Now, back below that today, but certainly phenomenal run on a year-to-date basis from where it was just a few months ago here. Do you still sort of see Bitcoin really hitting some of those lofty milestones that you've talked about before? 100,000 is still a long way from a million. I do kind of wonder how much further you think this could actually go.
Well, what's interesting about Bitcoin today, now that we're going to get more regulatory green lights, we're seeing institutional investors focus on this new asset class. And as they're learning about it, they're saying, wait a minute, this new asset class, or this component of a new asset class, Bitcoin, is going to reach 21 million units out there, 21 million Bitcoin out there at its peak, and no more from there on. Where are we now? We're already above 19.5 million units. And so if institutional investors are looking at this new asset class more seriously, and Bitcoin is really the first of its kind in a new asset class and will be, we believe, the biggest opportunity of them all.
Yeah.
They must consider an allocation. And so supply demand, they're doing the arithmetic, and we see 1 million to 1.5 million by 2030. The probability of that has increased because of institutional.
Okay, so that's 6 years from now. And I understand the supply-demand dynamics. But Kathy, I'm sure you're also very aware of some of the main criticisms that there really is no, I guess, fundamentals, if you will, at least in the traditional sense of how we try to value stocks or hard assets here. So beyond the speculative nature of I buy this and someone will buy it for more than me down the road, is there anything else there that gooses this beyond just that supply-demand equation?
Well, I think it's a very big idea, and it's not just speculative. It's a global monetary system that is rules-based, it is private, it is digital, it is decentralized, and it is backed by the largest computer in the world, or the largest computing system. It's the most secure network in the world. So that's very important. Gold would be in the same category. Gold is a store of value. And it is fairly scarce. What's interesting, in the last year, with the last halving this April, the increase in Bitcoin, the number of Bitcoin per year, the percentage increase, dropped to roughly 0.9% per year. That is below the 1% long-term growth in the supply of gold. So it is becoming even more scarce than gold. And the difference between gold and Bitcoin is when the gold price goes up, as it has, production goes up, the rate of increase in the supply goes up. That cannot happen with Bitcoin. It is mathematically metered to go up now 0.9% per year for the next 4 years, and then the supply growth will be cut in half again. So we think you can use gold as a guide in terms of what this asset class is right now, at least. It's very definitely a store of value, a digital store of value, and it's a very big idea from our point of view. You can also go to our big ideas, arkinvest.com, Big Ideas 2023, and see how we get to that $1.5 million by 2030 in our bull case.
Rebecca, let me bring you back into the conversation here as we talk about crypto and, kind of the growth stage it's in with the change in administration. I'm curious whether crypto companies are a natural customer for a deal maker in tapping this retail investor base.
Yeah, they haven't been in the past because it was a gray area and, there was a lot of concern about whether it was legal and what they were doing is legal. But we've definitely been considering that on a go forward. I think that will change, which is what the legislation is intended to do. It's intended to clarify what is a security and what is not, and going to be regulated differently as a commodity. And we also think there may be some interest now for people to come back to tokenization. That was big a couple of years ago, and then that totally fell off the radar. It was very hard to maintain the central register for the securities amidst all of the trading activity. But once the legislation gets clarified, we think there'll be, some renewed interest in that.